let's get started with episode 2. We want to get a job. I think we're ready. I think we're ready to get into orbit. Before we do that, let's boost the amount of science that we get from our jobs. We don't want to trade our funds for that. Yep, we want to trade our reputation for science. Get as much a commitment as we possibly can out of this. Yeah, 13%. That will have to do. So we'll get a science point for each 2.5 reputation gained, and it will cost us all of our reputation. So this will drop us down to 0 reputation. Okay, now let's build an orbital rocket. Okay, this one will definitely not orbit. I think it's time we move to liquid fuel engines. Yep, the Reliant, the Swivel has got a bit less power, but it gimbals, whereas the Reliant cannot gimbal, so we have a bit less control, but better fuel efficiency and better thrust. We want to use a cheap solid booster to get us into altitude, and then we can engage the liquid rocket after that. Yeah, the solid rocket doesn't seem to have as much thrust as the liquid rocket. We can put quite a bit of fuel on top of a single Reliant. Yeah, see, that will still make it. Yeah, even in atmospheric conditions, we still have plenty of thrust. So let's throw some more fuel at the engine, see what it can do. Wow, yeah. Even at this amount of mass, it's still going to be able to defeat gravity for us. I think, yeah, that'll do. So let's attach the boosters to the sides. I don't want to put the boosters underneath. That would just be too long and too unstable. Now, let's have a look at the kind of boosters we can use. The Thumper's pretty big, but might be overkill. So we'll try for the hammers. I'm liking this. I just want to adjust the positioning of the disposable boosters. You want to put their anchor points at as high as possible so that when they disengage, they tumble out of the way rather than colliding with the main craft. And of course, reduce the thrust, as we've learned earlier. We do not want to burn up on the way out of the atmosphere again. Okay. Let's rename this thing. But seems to be a problem. We're too heavy. We are 7 tons too heavy for this particular facility. Once we upgrade the facility, it'll be able to handle more. In fact, I think the launch pad itself can't handle our mass. Still too heavy. 3 tons. Oh, come on. Okay, at this point we may not even make it into orbit with a rocket this light. What can we do? Okay. It seems the solid boosters are quite heavy. If we reduce that number, yep, that puts us within range again. That's cool. Add some more fuel. Yep. Okay, add some more. Okay, that puts us just over. Now let's get rid of the monopropellant. We're not using that stuff. Not yet, anyway. And if we drop the fuel in the topmost tank, that puts us just within the weight limitations. So it may groan and strain under our weight, but it'll hold. Okay, let's just change the position of these boosters. I want to kind of align them with our upward direction and put them down as low as possible so that it sits on the boosters rather than on the liquid engine. And just double check the staging now before we send her on her way. We better change the name. This is no longer a suborbital. This should now hopefully be a light orbital. So we'll call it LGT Orbiter 1 and give it a description. This is mostly just for our benefit. Hopefully reach orbit. Okay, let's go. Difficult to control, but it's doing well so far, all things considered. Okay, we've passed the sound barrier. Almost out of solid fuel. And jettison. Alright, let's go. Whoa! Oh! Whoa, what's happening? Oh no! Oh no! Our rocket is too bottom heavy for its drag. Oh no! It ends up tumbling backwards instead of forwards, and we have no means of regaining control. Oh dear. Yep, the reaction wheels are completely overpowered. Yep. Oh dear, there is nothing that I can do for this. I can only just try to thrust when we're kind of aiming in the right direction. Oh, as they say, if the fire nozzle starts pointing towards the sky, you're having a serious problem. And you will likely not be going to space today. Come on, come on, come on. And thrust. Come on! Go, go, go! And we're upside down again. And that's it for the fuel. Let's jettison this. And looks like we're already at our apoapsis and we are falling down. Oh well. At least we survived this flight, right? We're gonna have to add some stabilization fins. Something that gives us a little bit of drag towards the tail end of the rocket, so that puts the better deploy. Okay. I deployed the parachutes way too soon. There's no air for them. I better disarm this thing. There we go. Okay. Because yeah, if you deploy the parachutes too soon as it hits the air, it will just destroy itself, and it will cause us to leave a crater on the ground where we should have landed. There we go. You can start hitting that air a bit more now, and you can start hearing that whooshing noise. Yeah, there goes our liquid rocket. Okay. Whoa, what's happening? Oh, I have to manually deploy the... There we go. Yeah, once you've staged a component once, it will not stage a second time. You have to do that manually. And that was a, as they call it, a successful failure. We did not end up going to space today, but we managed to land successfully. Better luck next time, I suppose. But yeah, as soon as we return, we gotta upgrade that rocket to have a bit more aerodynamic stability. This is why you need fins on the back of your rocket. Okay, apparently we still have some science. That's nice. Okay, let's fix this one up. We're gonna need some fins. What kind do we have? We don't have many, but just the most basic ones should do. Yeah, and we're overweight. Again. Okay, suppose we can drop the fuel some more. There we go. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, hang on. Yep. Just make sure that the right crew is on board. Away we go. Still very difficult to control because we're only using the reaction wheels in the command pod there, so there's no control surfaces. Those fins do not move for us. Okay, almost out of fuel now. There's something satisfying about those explosions. Okay, this is much, much better. Look at that. I believe we will be going to space today, definitely. Look at that. We're looking good. Just keep pointing towards that horizon. Try not to lose too much speed on our steering there. We want to have a sort of smooth curve as we ascend. layers of atmosphere now. Okay, I think I better throttle back now. There we go, and now we just coast. We've got to pick our apoapsis, and we burn only at the apoapsis in order to circularize. Now we don't yet have maneuver node planning, so we have to do this manually. Just wait till the apoapsis, turn towards prograde, and fire that engine. We don't have a lot of fuel, but it should be enough, just enough to put us into orbit, and more importantly, to get us out of orbit again. Until that time, we just coast. We are well and truly in space now. Yep, just on the last tank of gas now. Okay. Let's turn this thing towards prograde. Come on. And fire. Keep a close watch on that fuel. We really do not want to run out of fuel while in orbit. Come on, where are you? Should appear here somewhere. There it is. Come on, 70 kilometers and we're up. Beautiful. Beautiful. We are in orbit. We are in orbit. Look at that. Ah, that's beautiful. And we've broken another record. We have entered orbit. Yes. 50 grand. Very nice. Okay, now in order for us to deorbit, we do the opposite. We point ourselves towards retrograde, and we fire the engine until our new periapsis is inside the atmosphere, and we hopefully allow the atmosphere to do the rest of the braking action for us. Now, if I do burn during the periapsis, I have a lot of speed to bleed, whereas on the apoapsis, there's a lot less speed that we need to lose in order to drop our orbit. So we're gonna do our burn on the apoapsis. Almost there now. Just angle ourselves correctly, and yep, that's looking good. And fire away. That should do it. That should do it. Yep. So at that altitude, there should just be enough air to slow us down without burning us up. That's really all we want. We just want to skim along that atmosphere, gently slowing down, because yeah, we don't have any heat shield or anything like that, and really don't want to test the limits of this craft with our last living pilot aboard. Okay, now as we approach our lowest altitude, we want to just do some more burning and then get rid of this liquid fuel rocket. That's it. Dump it. And we are now just down to the command module and a parachute, which is really all we need to make a successful landing. Now we just allow gravity to take its hold and allow the atmosphere to catch us, to cushion our fall, and finally to catch our parachute. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous. A space sunrise. Okay, getting a bit warm now. We should survive this. The capsule can handle up to 2200 Kelvin, I believe. And our periapsis should be high enough, and our speed should be low enough so that we don't exceed that, even though it is getting close. Hang in there, Valentina. Getting really warm now. We're losing speed. We're losing speed pretty well, though. Another 400 meters per second, and we should be safe. Hang in there, Val. Almost there, almost there. Come on. Alright, just another 100 meters to go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Excellent. There we go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you for driving Valentina Kerman's space service. Please remain seated until the craft comes to a complete stop. Yeah, Valentina seems over the moon, and I am quite relieved myself. That was close. That got really close to the tolerances. Beautiful. Congratulations, Valentina Kerman. You are the first of your kind to ever make it into a full orbit around your home planet. I just hope that that ground beneath us is nice and level. We really don't want to tumble down a hill now. I'll explode just because the hill was too steep. Come on. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. And that is that. Look at that science. Beautiful. Excellent. 1 experience points gained. Let's have a look at our science. We still can't afford the aviation node, but we can afford the survivability, which gives us a heat shield. That that should really help a great deal. You'd be amazed how valuable a heat shield is. And that's that. Next episode, we'll be looking at some of these other nodes, which we can't afford at the moment. And thanks for watching.